Greetings, everyone. Welcome once again to a Fulfillment Thursday. Yes, I apologize. I gave pretty short notice on this one, but I need to do a stream tonight because tomorrow features other events, and I shall talk about them shortly and forthwith. All the forthwith. Maybe even a fifthwith. But first, some hellos are in order, including MLP-Trinary. Good to see you, bud. Pokemon Fire Eevee, Enderpup, who had their birthday just last week. Komodo Steel, and Mary Drake. Cherry Fluff Belly Official, both here on YouTube and on the Twitch. Jetstorm Gaming. And as we're going down, Cosmena Inspira. And, well, more folks popping up. Luna Brony, the Blue Griffin. Paw Patrol fan. GoJuly91, who I appreciated, you were one of the earliest tweets of happy birthday yesterday. Very much appreciated. It's been a good week for me. Yesterday was my birthday, and it was really just a fine time. I got a lot of well wishes from my friends online, for which I greatly appreciate. Also, welcome Nathan Duazo and Adam Leisman, Celestia fan forever. And what did I do? Well, for starters, I had a slow rise because the day before I'd done a lot of squats, and God, my legs were like, sir, if you cannot use us properly, you will not use us at all. But then I tootled about for a little bit, but met up with my family. I got to show my dad Zootopia for the first time, which makes me eager to watch Zootopia 2. And then my brother and his fiance came over, and we had a wonderful evening just reminiscing about various birthdays past and talking a little bit about current events, though we chose to stick with the happy stuff more than anything. I'll tell you all a story. Way back, this was, I think, in the 5th grade. It was my birthday and my dad had just gotten home, so I ran to see him. But unfortunately, I slipped on a piece of melted snow that our dog had tracked in. And I hit the corner of a wall head on, literally, as I got a pretty big cut. So that birthday, I was rushed to the ER to get stitches. And the nurse pulled out a numbing agent via needle. I saw that needle, and I took my hands and I held my dad by either side of his face and pulled him together, and I said, Dad, put a Band-Aid on it and let's get out of here. My parents have always remembered that story fondly, and, well, as the participant, I had my issues at the time, but it all worked out well. Shows I was a universal punching bag even before I started doing YouTube videos. But I got me my stitches. Then we went back home, reassured my brother that I was okay, and we still had the parties. Though I never ran to greet my dad. I just walked very energetically. I power walked to see my dad after that. So that's just kind of funny. We did have cake. Enderpup was wondering if we celebrated some cake. I enjoyed a wonderful cake. My parents sent me home with some. And it was just a wonderfully positive day. Didn't have to be big. Didn't have to pull out all the stops on anything. I also showed them a gift from Sweetie Bloom. She hath given unto me a green and red sequin jacket, which perfectly matches the holidays. And so I showed that as a way to fully get in the Christmas spirit. And so, good times all around. And I had a lot of fun. And yes, reminiscing even about a visit to the ER, because apparently I had the gift of gab, even then. Nice and loud. Totally my style. I appreciate that, Trinary. I was really going, though, for no style at all. I am rarity's nightmare. But I digress. So you may be wondering, who is this figure on your YouTube screen? What am I doing tonight? Well, we're doing things a little different. For you see, I am in the process of putting together some proposed mascots for a writing group I'm a part of. I looked online at some of the options. You know how someone would say, oh, well, we'll just have a quill. Here I am. Or, oh, let's just have a pencil with a cartoon face and arms and legs. I've seen some of those online. And I'm like, okay, do you want the pencil tip at the top or the bottom? Because I guarantee that either way, it's hella Freudian. Got two legs sticking out, either with an eraser jutting or a pencil tip. It's Freudian. No, I tried to look beyond. And one of my discoveries was something I'd never heard of before. So let's make this nice and proper. Here we are, streaming. There we are. This, my friends, well, they spell it with a Y here. Here it's spelled Titivilus, but I know it as the Titivilus. This is, of all things, it's a demon. Believe it or not, this is perhaps the only demon I know of that is allowed into a church. You may think, well, wait, that makes no sense. That's lunacy, Silver. You're talking heresy. This demon serves a very particular role. He collects spelling errors, grammatical snafus, anything that can go wrong with the writing process, especially in a time where books had to be copied manually. He collects those errors, and priests would say that he was perched in the rafters of a church, listening to anyone who might be carrying on a side conversation during a homily or a sermon, or whatever term you wish to use. And he would write down the list of offenders and take that down below so that these people would be on notice that they had not respected the house of God. Naturally, if the priest suspected this, he reminded people of such. And there were loud proclamations of, oh no, we're paying attention, we're sorry. So, yeah, I don't, honestly, the more, I can only think of one more overt way to scare people into behavior, and it's from South Park. If you don't sit down, I will shoot the little bunny. Rest in peace, you ugly hag. What did you say? I said he has a big bag. Adam Leisman, looks like he had a really exciting package arrive, a Kickstarter for remake of a what is a TTRPG? I mean, it sounds very naughty. I'm just going to say that outright. But not turntable. Anyway, tried out the character creator and wound up with a ninja horse. There you go. So, now I'm not sure if the writing group will be on board with this. I mean, when you say, hey, our mascot's going to be a demon, people will raise an eyebrow. But I'm going to try and make this guy a little bit more approachable. Tabletop. Okay, thank you. Tabletop role-playing game. Although if I did suggest a naughty role-playing game, do you think I'd make any money off that? What am I saying? Of course, sex sells. Oh dear, pardon me a moment. I need to unearth my scanner, and it's currently covered in stuff. One moment, please. There we go. Goodness. General 5 stars, thank you very much. I appreciate the birthday wishes from everybody. I'm glad that my birth can still be regarded as a net positive. And Bert scanners. Open the scanner. Oh yeah, and this is weird. My scanner, for whatever reason, it's a bit on the older side. It needs like, yeah. I need to tell it to overview. Well, I guess I really do need to close it and open it again. I hear it. Overview. Don't know why. These are some sketches I worked on during this week's writing group while I was not critiquing or being critiqued. Where shall I put this? Other projects. And we're going to call it Skaden. And I can show you all hopefully a larger view as soon as I scan this in. Come here, you. Marvelous. There we are. So here's rough concepts. And I suppose I should throw in this guy too, as he's being a bit grumpy there. Oh, Trinary, you're still spoiling me. So, going just off the initial guy, I'd like something a bit more approachable. Certainly not a fan of, well, just the bald head and the weird nose. Although for some reason it appears that I gave this poor fellow 2 nostrils. So what right do I have? So first I drew, pardon me 1 sec, I'm just going to embed this link. This way now it's saved as pixels in the file rather than just being referenced. Nope, Enderpup, not the Krampus. It is kind of funny, however, that we have sort of, what would you call them? They're not helper demons in that particular way. They're just like the alternate. You got a Muse, you got a Titivilus. They're the other part of the creative process. Yes, Cherry Fluff Belly, this is a handmade sketch. First one was simply drawing or sketching out a standing pose. Using this guy as a reference, I left out some details. Then I thought, well, hang on, what if I tried to make him struggling with the weight of all those books? And I realized a few things. One, I'm not sure we want to present that this is such a load or burden that people might be scared off by it. Instead, I thought, what if he's sitting with a pile of pile of drafts, and he's reviewing them? I am also unsure if I should do such a long winding scroll, as that suggests a crushing amount of work. So, one thing at a time, eh? Yeah, Madam Lisa, naughty RPGs probably aren't that new. More hit or miss than D20 attacks rolls against armor class 20 or 0 for... I'm afraid I never quite got the mechanics of RPGs, so I'm just going to have to say I'm not smart enough. I do not know. I am confused. All right, let's close you down. I got you copied. Now, this, again, Annaper6095, did I ever play Cards Against Humanity on video? I haven't done online Cards Against Humanity very much. I have done cards, I've played it with my friends and thoroughly shocked them with my own unfiltered or darker atmosphere. But let's be honest, the cards themselves don't give you a lot of freedom to be, shall we say, social? To be socially acceptable. All right, so we're going to try a few different things now. First off, in terms, I'm going to go with this looking down and writing, but I'd like an unlocked layer. Boop. Whoa. Oh, look at this. Look at him with his manly nose and only one nostril visible. I'm thinking about it as I sketched a triangular beard does not really instill, shall we say, confidence. So I did a little look around for a vector of this fellow. I don't really have anything else I can say except this fellow. Oh, look at this fellow. And then, continuing through, but he's going to need some horns. Huh. That's the one trouble with using other people's vectors. You're never sure what you're going to get. But let's go with this. And I will use my own tools to modify this. Now you may ask, well, wait, where are you getting all this? I have an account with a website called Vecteezy, and it is a paid-for subscription. I am not stealing anyone's work without compensation. It is a library of vector images, mostly designed with the use of advertising or... well, I guess I'm not even sure of what they decide is the full use of it. But essentially, I pay the site for a library fee. People create these vectors, and I use my own skills. This way, I'm not really stressing over designing it from scratch until I know that the writing group is cool with this idea. My other plans are a sparrow, which has, funny enough, I learned which birds have thoughts in writing. To my great surprise, let's see if I can summarize this. The Jewish faith, peacock symbol. It would help if I spelled peacock right. Let's see. Apparently, the peacock has a very interesting symbolism, especially for creative writing in the Jewish faith. Ah, yes, the peacock is a symbol of creation. Eh, boy. Finding answers right away. I wondered if a peacock would make a better choice, but then I admittedly shied away from the idea of using another religion's symbolism, but somehow I'm fine with a demon. I don't know, I guess demons are universal. All right, so we'll bring all this together. So now I don't need the mountain goat. No, don't save that. Very elderly man reading. There we are. This one I'm just having on hand as a reference for looking down. So don't need that. Don't save. Here we are. You know, I realize that once again, I'm kind of quiet when I focus. So let's get some music going. Oh, the idea of an unfiltered silver quill is truly horrifying. The thoughts that must be lurking in that feathered head of mine. Oh, it's almost the year of the horse, Renamon. The year of the horse. Well, yeah, we're supposed to get a new My Little Pony in 2026. Wouldn't mind that happening in the year of the horse. Here's just another example of someone sitting and reading. Let's see. I'm going to need a scroll for this guy to read. Good lordy, look at all these little red lines. These are vector shapes. If I had to guess, someone took a photo of a scroll and used live trace to create an approximation, because I feel bad for any soul that had to try and make this in person. I'll have need of this letter pile. Funny how I'm just gathering all this stuff off to the side, but it will literally come together, is my hope. Wicker basket pattern. Make that. Oh, hello. Nothing behind it? I'll have to fix that. Here's an example of some goat legs. This is, I believe, Pan, which, if we pitch this as more of a spirit rather than a demon, maybe. And then there's a alternate cartoon version, though, my goodness, someone set up a grid. It's a lady satyr, I believe. And here's a view of Pan if I want to go for more curly. I mean, actually, I guess it's a choice of legs, so to speak. Let's take you out of there, delete you, delete you, delete you. There we go. Just save this off to the side. And real quick, this fellow has no backing. That's a bit of a bother, isn't it? I wonder. There's a function on here. Paints. Live paint bucket. Oh, no, I want that. Not wanting to work. Live paint bucket. Paint selection tool? Well, this is a newish thing. So what, do I have to select something and then it'll fill in? Well, either way, that's not going to work. Because it's hard to see this guy. And what we need here, boop, there we go. So, we've got several choices in terms of how I present these legs. They got legs. They know how to use them. Oh, girl satyrs are called fawns. Okie dokie. And, well, a goat that eats words. That's an interesting idea, Komodo Steel. I need to see what else a goat might symbolize. You know what I mean? I'm all about the archetypal symbols. So, we have goat legs that emphasize a certain shaggy coat. We have shorter trim that is more, I would say, anime style. And then curly, which, funny enough, matches the dude's hair. Which makes me wonder. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, if I give this guy, like... Okay, I think I have an idea of what I want to do then. Alrighty. Oh god. Yep, I probably annoyed Eliora with that just now. I've got this dude, and this was my title screen, so don't think I need that. I thought about naming this stream The Demon Made Me Write It, but I realized that's not a... that probably sounds wrong too. Alright, and maybe one more thing. One more. I'm just on Vecteezy, on Vectors. Okay, whoa, I don't know what this is. What even is this doing here? Looking for muscular body, but dang, guys, this is overcompensating. Okay, now we got superhero profiles. Got a few that look like a G.I. Joe with its pants off. Do I delete data like that on my way to real errors? Asks Mary Drake. I don't even know if I delete the right errors. That's the problem. I'm just looking for... oh, I should actually say male body 3/4 turn. Okay, why do you keep showing this one? To covered in steamy suds. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, thanks. I totally believe you on that one. Yeah. Okay. Good gravy. Not a lot of fans of the 3/4 turn, are we? I don't even need it to be like perfectly matched. Just give me a good foundation. I don't need him this buff. Huh. This could work. Just as a reference. Covered in suds. Yeah, that's what it looked like. To quote Towley from the latest South Park, it's not milk. I don't know if y'all have seen South Park this year. It's certainly been rolling with the times and still remains what I consider to be very good satire. But it is, nevertheless, it's still its general what the hellness. All right, let's put a little darkness behind these. Boop. There we go. Object pattern. Actually, let's shrink it down a little. Object pattern, pattern. Suddenly forgetting where the pattern is. Light paint, perspective, envelope, repeat. Huh. Pattern. There you are. All right. Well, first off, I need a grid, but I need no offset. Wicker pattern. Size style to art. There we are. There we are. All right. Now, first off, we're going to have to modify our friend here. I do not have need of your neck, sir. Tell me that isn't fun to say. So the first thing we got to do is add some manly gristle. Are we going to do this? Let's see if I can cook. I need that. I don't... Woo! There we are. It's a good idea to prep looking up statues. Actually, statue of a man reading. That is a very good idea. Oh! Oh, this is interesting. An excellent idea. Kudos to you, Enderpup. This is a good pose. I would not have considered that. So I appreciate you voicing your thought. But who is this? In fact, where is this? I don't recognize this statue. A thoughtful bronze statue of a man engrossed in a book. Let's see. Bronze statue, man reading a book near the sea. Huh? Well, I think that's just where I came from. Oh, here's the same guy. That's from Shutterstock. Oh, come on. Surely somebody online can tell me, or an online site knows where this guy's from. I feel bad referencing it without even knowing where in the world it is. Where in the world is this bronze statue? Drat. Well, I can't find it right away, and I don't want to get too sidetracked. Uh-oh, Mary Drake, you're trying to multitask cooking and listening. Look, if it helps, just tune me out. Focus more on the thing that involves fire. I don't want you to get burned with fire. Now, there are two ways to go about this. Let's try the pin tool. What this will do. I will distort this just slightly. All right. Just going to give you a little trim here, sir. And then fill it in with some of your equal and opposite, essentially. There we go. And then let's see what happens when I use the Pathfinder. Boop. Get rid of this. There you go. I think that's rather natural-ish. Mary Drake, you're trying to listen, read, and cook dinner at the same time. Oh my goodness. Okay, Mary Drake is not cooking with literal fire. The wonders of modern technology. But I'll understand if you need to focus on the more immediate sustenance. Let's skip right in here. First things first, let's see about matching things up for a minute. Whoop. Oh, wow. I suddenly got dizzy for a second there. It's kind of funny. I'm not doing anything strenuous. And maybe I should just chalk it up to old age. Alrighty, we are gonna need... I know just how to do this. Time drawing unicorn horns projecting out of heads has uniquely prepared me for this. Right now I'm in the mask section. So all I gotta do is use this natural hair wave, and voila. Ah, you're a bit more tricky because, or a bit trickier. Apologies, English language. There we are. So there we go. Now we got the satyr-like horns. I much prefer. This looks kind of scary to me. Like those look like they're angled to hit, to impale me. These will, well, still give one hell of a headbutt. Yeah, it really does bug me that I don't know how this fellow, who this fellow is or where he is. Well, can't be helped. Embed the image, because if I transfer this to my laptop, I don't want to have to deal with any broken links. There we are. And we'll bring this up and lock it in place. Together. Whoop. You're like, oh yes, this is very interesting. Oh, now just for a sec, we need to go further, because this fellow's ear, while very human, is not what I seek. Ooh, that's cool. Got a light side, dark side going here. I mean, actually, let's just look at what we're... Can't make out ears on this fellow. Lady's got some ears on her. Ah, okay. Let's cut this off. Oops, too much. Now, if they go for this design, I will make something more mine. Though I might rely on this still for reference, because that's a well-drawn human face. Oh, well done, Tornado. It's in Songkhla, Thailand? Oh, man, I probably butchered that pronunciation. Statue reading. Let's see. Shutterstock. Oh, come on, give me some. Yeah, photos. Come on, internet. Give me more than just stock images. I need to know what's the story here. Who's the dude? The charming historic town of, oh man, how do I even pronounce that? Show me the reader. Oh, well, that appears to be a popular fairy tale. The beach where the fairy tales come to life. All right, well, I appreciate you quieting the curiosity in my head about where this fellow originated. That gives me freedom to experiment. Now then, let's see, what can I do to make this work? Boop. Ah, see? All I have to do is get rid of this part. Boop. Boop. There we go. Now he's got some sharp ears. Maybe a bit too long, though. Let's bring you in. There we are. There, I think that's better. We shall see. I know what else I can do to make it feel a little bit more believable. There we go. And there we go. Ooh. How lovely. There, now it looks like it's a part of his head. It was just sort of this big empty space projecting. All right, so our intrepid reader, just going to put right about there, is a muy macho man. Macho man. But, let's see, did I ever? Yep. I don't want to just move your line art, pal. For the time being, I don't know if they're going to be like, hey, put a shirt on this guy. Come on. Alrighty. Whoop, come on now. Don't be giving me no trouble. Give him one heck of a bicep. And let's change these to, I have a nice little selection of stroke library, essentially. Boop, there we are. So now there's a nice taper to the lines rather than a hard and fast straight line. Oddly enough, inspired by MLP. Never underestimate what you can learn through a fandom that may yet provide you with real-life skills. So much of what I know about Illustrator, I learned by drawing My Little Pony. And let's see, now we need elbow. So I've got the Titivilus as a possible candidate. I've got a Sparrow as a candidate. My third option is a sci-fi waste basket, who I'm planning to model after Claptrap, but maybe a little less annoying, you know? And definitely from the games, not from the movie. Lightning Bliss! Oh, it's so good to have you here. Oh, wonderful. Yes, does look like a Krampus. I don't know if you're here for the beginning, but this is actually a demon that collects grammatical and spelling errors, especially from Christian writings. He also snitches to the underworld on who was talking during a sermon, so maybe that's why I wanted to draw so buff. Yeah, stitches get stitches unless you got this muscle tone, bucko. Although there's a line from C-Lab 2021, snitchin' is bitchin'. Phil, engrave that on something. But yes, I also saw the suggestion of from Enderpup of making an English picture, an English teacher. So I don't know. I mean, I know people have certain opinions on teachers, but I don't know of anyone getting an actual demon as an English instructor. Now, children, we're going to learn how to conjugate a verb or go to hell. And Lucy, if you're worried about spelling, let me tell you all about when I worked at a video station. We would do a weekly news program on with 2 or 3 stories, but in-depth coverage. And one of our team just had the most curious spelling. It's like, oh, I didn't know Colorado featured a Q. It was could never quite unlock the mystery of why. But somehow, these things just popped up. Now, we did our best to, of course, meet the deadline because we edited the day of airing, which I don't mind saying was rather stressful. I learned I'm not a big fan of that mode of presentation. But, afterwards, a quality control guy would watch the entire thing and log any spelling errors, flash frames, anything that degraded the quality of the presentation before we put it to DVD. Let's see, Treadfluff Belly, you're saying, whose animal do you have for the Chinese New Year's calendar? Well, I believe I'm the monkey in that zodiac. So, I'm a monkey. You know what I always loved? Tagging out in Donkey Kong Country. Or would it be tagging in? You know, they do that little music. You do back-to-back tag in, tag out, and you get a little rhythm going. It was one of the fun little things. Ah. Okay, that I like the arm, but that hand is just doing thing. I don't like. Maybe it's a little too gnarled. Or melty. Yes, that's the word I'd use for it. It looks like it's melting. Now, granted, hands are every artist's bane. I don't know anyone who easily drew hands when they first started. Maybe some were so fascinated that they learned to do it, but I don't think it's anything that comes super easily. But this... Oh, this. Huh, and how curious, this is uneven. Hey, you. Not very smooth. Let's try this guy instead. Do I have a weird angle? And I said go with this one. Yep, nope. There we are. Okay, that should work better. Maybe just move this down a little. Yeah, that hand is definitely looking freaky deaky. Oh, Mary Drake, you say hands don't give you trouble? Well, then, good for you. I'm glad. Because for me, they are quite perplexing. Oh, wait, I think I see what's going on here. Maybe I can smooth this out a little, flatten it. No, but I am not quite good with the hands just yet. Maybe one day that can change, but at the moment, not so much. Actually, let's extend this a little further. Get a good palm going. I'll thicken that finger up a little. Let's also just give the hint of another finger right here. So tricky, fingers. All right. Getting close to the top of the hour? Oh, already? Oh boy. Oh, trying to. Can I draw feet? I don't know. I usually suffer a real heel turn on that one. Maybe the middle end coming from the pinky to show that this is the side of the hand. A good idea there, Tornado. Well, Right now, this is like a super detailed head and a very simple arm. We'll be updating that as we go. Now then, the scroll. Here's the scroll. Here's the guy. Now then, reading the book. But for this one, I'm going to borrow the fingers off this gentleman. I only require the fingers, though. Snip. Snip. Go. And be destroyed. Dragon on the Chinese zodiac. That's cool. Let's real quick. I just want to see wood monkey. Fingers don't bend that way, Blissy. Well, everybody has their little quirks, I guess. Yeah, let's actually move this short in line with the other knuckles. A little thick, those lines at the moment. Tigers and dragons are enemies, according to the zodiac. Bend. Okay, fingers bend at the top but smooth underneath. Okay. Well, I think I can work on that. Just for the moment, we're going to narrow things down a little. There we are. Well, I'll sweat that shortly, but right now we want to give him manly pecs. So manly. Brr. Excuse me. Delete and delete. I said delete. All right. Is everyone staying warm this time of year? Swordbreaker 12 asks. I haven't had heat on since 1990 and expected to drop down to 41 in your area. Goodness. Well, we're going to be in the 40s this week here in Colorado. Last weekend, I was originally supposed to be part of a recording of a 300-lap race. However, that got postponed until this weekend. Which I admit, when they said it was canceled, I thought they meant permanently. So it was a bit of a moment when I found out, yeah, I'm still going to have to watch 300 people turn left for a couple hours. But hey, it's fun for racing fans, and I can help contribute to that fun. Dragons and tigers are considered rivals in many parts of Asia. But unless I'm mistaken, a dragon and a tiger in China are also considered guardians. There are the 4 guardians: a phoenix, a dragon, a giant turtle, and a tiger. And I wish it could claim some manner of enlightened cultural study, but I learned that from Digimon. It was Digimon. Not gonna lie. Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are quite cultural. Boom, boom. All right, we're going to... And now... Well, here's an idea, but not quite what I want. I'm gonna try something bold and shocking. But I need a line rather than... So let's narrow you down. My initial thought was have the hairline here. But no, I don't know if that will work. The goal is to match the style of his beard. But let's just see how this plays out. However, I'm a little more dubious now. Yeah, see, it's gotta be a little bit better than that. So let's start. Actually, now that I look at it, it's kind of wildly squiggly. So rather than try to draw each one, maybe not that squiggly, jeez. All right, now, object path, simplify. Okay. Now, we still need to... Well, I don't know how jagged I want this to be. Let's just see how this looks. Well, I guess I should define the upper arm and shoulders first. Also, can we just take a look? Same stroke color. Yeah, I thought this was sort of a reddish brown. Here we go. Same fill color. There we are. A bit bolder now. My goodness, Adam Leisman, your roleplay ideas. Rivals can still be on the same team. I'm a better guardian than you, Water Lizard. Yeah, right, Stripe Wipe. Ma foi. So it's been raining a lot where you live, Cherry Fluff Belly. Well, I saw on the news some of the damage being wrought by heavy rains in part of the country. I'm so sorry for people stuck in that. This week in Denver has been pretty mild, even on the warmish side, which makes me think climate change is a thing, to be sure. I know it sounds convenient. Oh, it's much warmer this time of year. I'm not frigid like I sometimes feel, but we're going to be shy on moisture. We're not going to have water in the reservoirs. That's the problem. There we go. Flip it around, put it behind the page, and voila. Oh, you know what? I'm mistaken. That's the book right there. I was about to say, man, that guy's forearm is pretty dang thick. Oh, it's the book. It's a book. Pen is mightier than the sword, but I didn't know that you could get swole just by lifting it. Okay, that hand is just floating in the middle of nowhere. We'll see if we can't fix that in short order. Now comes the interesting part, the satyr legs. Ah, oh no, I'm not going to try and copy that. But let's see. See, come think. Okay, so in that version, which I kind of like, the hair sort of dangles down, so. And then this part up here. Sometimes when you draw two lines too close together, one eliminates the other. It's like a, I don't know, hit squad. A line hit squad. Yeah, that only took a minute or so, but I already hate it. Because I like the idea of emulating this shorter style. I like, let the beard be your guide. Favorite Christmas movies? A few versions of the Christmas Carol for Cosmo Inspira. The Christmas Chronicles, I'm not familiar with that one, and Red One. For me, it's the Muppet Christmas Carol. I love me some Muppets. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to set this aside. I want to try something. All right, we take the mostly smooth and effect, stylize. Nope. Stylize. Roughen. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not roughen. Stylized. Do we have zigzag? I thought there was a zigzag filter. Distort and transform zigzag. There we go. Woohoo! That's a little too much. Look at that go. Oh heavens, I haven't done a good job of keeping up with all the chat. I hope I haven't ignored good folks on Twitch. All right, well, I appear to be okay. Let's see, I think it was Trinary who sent me the Loud singing a Merry Christmas song. That was nice. All right, so the Ziggy Zag. What's wrong with it? We got a... No, it's too uniform. I can't do that. Nope, I don't think that'll work as well as I'd hoped. I guess no filter can replace the human chaos, is the way I'd like to define this. But mostly smooth at the top. Huh. Sound like some sort of wine or drink. Yes, it's nice. It's robust and nicely smooth at the top. Yes, quite. We'll leave that for the moment. There we go. And that covers the... It covers that quite nicely. Oh, I'm misreading the lines. Okay. Coming along now. Here's the trick. This line I'm going to make white. And right here, if I can just copy, if I can just copy these lines, copy that, paste that, make it dark, make it white. There we are. There we go. We're getting there. Ready? Oh dear. Everyone's quoting Christmas songs? Oh, Swordbreaker 12, I did hear about the actor for Shang Tsung passing away. He did an excellent job. I'm glad that Mortal Kombat 11 immortalized his presentation of Shang Tsung. Alrighty, well, Cherry Flapelli, I appreciate your artwork. Very much appreciated. Now, for the anatomy of a goat. Actually, let's... This is cheating, but like I say, I'm gonna use this goat legs 3/4 turn. Okay, I got really weird stuff on that. Let's try this again. Oh, well, maybe it's because I put 34 instead of... Nope, still weird. Huh. For God's sakes, I just want a goat. It's... Okay, good. Good. I had to take out almost all my search words, but geez. Let's see. What do we got by way of goats? Let's try black and white. Huh, not fans of drawing. Oh, hello. You're a strong candidate. Yeah, let's just see how this guy works. Uh-oh, and now I've got the spinny beach ball of doom. Confound your spinny beach ball, don't you mock me. Okay, well. While that's going on. Ah, there we are. I'm the goat? Oh dear. I wish I could be the greatest of all time, but... I am but a learner. And every now and again I have something I get to share with people that I've learned. Again, bring it back to South Park. I learned something today. All right, this requires just a little bit of surgery. I'll be taking those. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Well, it's a start. Let's size these up because I think this fellow would need at least something a bit more stabilizing than two hooves or two narrow hooves to stand properly. Now let's make you a fill rather than a stroke. That's good. And up here, now let's add a little bit more roughness to this. Alrighty, all together. Boop. Now, I shall take this part, paste it aquí. And oh geez, that didn't turn out so great right there. Getting there. Here, let's take this and give it a bit of a downward slant. There we are. So, we're coming together, I think. Still don't like that hand. Still gonna have to worry about that a little. Alrighty, there we are. Coming along, coming along. All right. What are we? I want to get people's opinions. What are we thinking? Well, let's do a few things. Edit colors. Let's see what else I can do to make that. Convert to grayscale, invert, overprint, saturate to color. What's good? I don't get a Pantone. Let's go to just darker colors. You shall become just black. Okay, and brighter colors. You should become white. Oh, there's an actual black up top. Okay. Well, that didn't work. I'll just keep it at grayscale for now. The head seems oversized. But wait, I'm basing this off... Oh, maybe not... Yeah, oversized. That seems more in line. And honestly, this... I mean, the guy is clearly powerful enough he doesn't need a neckline. But it seems a little too inhuman. What do y'all think so far? I think I can get rid of this guy. And this guy. I have your donation of your hand. Maybe shrink down those fingers a little. A sound start. I appreciate that. Horse zoomies, Adam Leesman. I've only seen dog... We call them puppy frenzies, but I've only seen dog peel outs. I would like to see a horse. Let's see, right about there should still be good. Although in that case, maybe the fingers need to be a little higher up. I mean, there we are, right about there. Okay, so we've got about half an hour left in Le Stream. Now, I appreciate y'all saying that it looks very well done. Let's be honest, I copy-pasted from folks who put a lot more effort into it. They are making my efforts lighter, which I appreciate. After I've got things done, I want to thicken lines and add maybe just one or two skin marks like this, like on this cheek mark. Give some definition, you know? But now we return to... Well, I guess I could keep the proportion. This photo has served me marvelously. Once again, thanks to Enderpup for the excellent idea. And thanks to the people of Thailand for having this great art piece. I would say the proper town, but I still worry I'd mess up the pronunciation, as I am wont to do. Now this is where the pile, and I do refer to pile of papers, and rather than try and delete the pages that I don't need, we're just going to mask them out. And then this rather hefty backpack. Actually, wait, I should be mindful. This is too long to be his perch. Ah, oh, no, ah. There we are. Move that all the way to the back. For the moment, we'll fill this with... Wait. Layering in Illustrator. I love it. Let's not accuse this guy of mishandling. And let's see what will happen when I... There we go. No, that won't work. So we'll take our wicker. Oh, excuse me. Expand. Okay. So now I have made this its own... Woo! Heavens. Yes, I expanded this to be its own thingamabob, but boy howdy. Let's get some size on this. Huh. Interesting. Now, I need to warp this. Good Lord. Come on. Okay, that's better. Objects. Warp. Envelope distort. Make with the warp. The foul energies of the warp. What happens if I do vertical? Come on, a little more. Well, that's not quite what I want, but I think a double warp will see things through. Okay. Object expand. Now, is there another envelope distort that will allow me to sort of pucker it? Arc upper, shell, flag, wave, rise, inflate. Inflate? Yeah, that could work. Certainly gives the appearance. Can I move the center point? There's the question. Object, envelope distort, reset with warp. Huh. Okay, let's give this a go. The old college try. Let's also save before anything untoward should happen. Who got the chainsaw for the recent Helldivers 2 War Bond? Oh dear. You know, I haven't gotten to play Helldivers in a while. Oh, try Fluffbelly. I'll see you next stream. Hope you have a good weekend. Object expand. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Ah, man, shouldn't have unselected the last one. It's a very narrow line with Chime. Ho, 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 ho. Even in the wireframe view. Whoo, look at that! That's something else. Let's see here. Nope. 7. There we are. Good old clipping mask. Ah, what do you know? No, I just want the clipping mask. Confound your clipping mask. Don't defy me. There we are. There we are. Now then. Let's copy this. Object, compound path. Release. Get rid of all that. Make this white. And put it behind until... Said until... There we are. Little definition to cover up the sack. There's going to be a new War Bond coming this 18th. The Kill Zone. Wow. Okay. I gotta voice a personal opinion. I watched through the magic of YouTube the bizarre crossover that was Fortnite, where apparently everyone from Homer Simpson to Godzilla and the Huntrix singers from K-pop Demon Hunters, they all gather for this grand assault. And it hit me that while this is very much in the spirit of Ready Player One and the sheer awesomeness of that, I couldn't help but also feel like it was a loss of identity for the game. It's not... How did I best put this? Fortnite used to be its own game, but now it's trying to be everything else in pop culture at the cost of its own identity. Others, I think, will disagree on that it's more fun seeing this crossover and marveling personally at the legal feats that it took to accomplish it. But it just struck me. It's like, this is cool, but the game itself doesn't feel like it has its own identity anymore. So, and if, what is it? If Helldivers is getting in on that, I believe that they've had Halo ODST, and yeah, Destiny with its Renegades, that's doing a Star Wars. I just worry that games not be so busy trying to cash in on popular culture that they forget to have their own identity. Because suddenly when everyone's making all these homages, suddenly games themselves are losing who they are. Space Fan 839 says that it's been like that for game seasons now, for Fortnite, that there's always a new pop culture. Which, hey, again, if it works, I can't fault that, but at the same time, alrighty, looking good. Does anyone else get a kind of a cologne commercial feel for this guy right now? Majestique, a new fragrance from Calvin Klein. Yeah, it's funny in how different the it's funny how different the styles look with the pattern, with the texture in black and then featureless white. I'll have to reconcile some of this. But first, we must return to the original Krampus. Note that he has whatever this is. I don't know what kind of backpack this is. But we need to include these because this is how we're going to make sure that overspill doesn't hinder him. There we go. And we'll just make a little slightly puckered catch-all. Actually, wait, that's... I wish I knew what manner of backpack that was. What was it made out of? Perhaps I can change the texture. For now, I'll make this a cloth catch-all. Here we are. Oh, look at him. So smexy. Wonder if I should give him a hairy chest. I'm tempted to look that up on Vecteezy, but I'm actually very afraid to also. All right, I think this will serve as a good opening pitch. I just want to add some extra lines in the body to make it seem a bit more, shall we say, fleshed out, pun intended. The kill zone thing is being reintroduced permanently. That's good to know. All right, it's already hard to, Adam Leisman points out, it's already hard to make games a distinctive identity to begin with. Well, you're right, but I think part of that is because too many games right now are focused on hyper-realism. Pardon me one moment, I'm just gonna... They want their games to look as real as possible with all the features. And that's not in itself a bad thing, but there comes a point where I think you should stop trying to make it look like real life and instead give it a stylization that gives it its own identity. This is where I think getting an artist to give sort of a theme, I mean a very wild theme, could help games achieve a status that is far more, shall we say, timeless. The first Halo, I would argue, is timeless. And when they did the Halo anniversary of the Master Chief Collection, well, they tried to update things, but still rely on the hyper-realism without understanding the mood or the elements that they're trying to accomplish. Let's see, I'll roughen up that knee just a little. Oh, great, now I sound like a thug. I'm gonna roughen up that knee. It'd be a real shame if anything happened to it. Yes, indeed, Mary Drake, but that's just, or sorry, it's Mary B. Drake. Man, I've been getting that wrong for a while, I'm sorry. But it is a lot of paper, but that's the idea. This guy collects all the typos, errors, rejection letters, let's say. He takes care of it, so you just focus on creating. Don't worry about perfection, worry about creating. Actually, I should say worry is not the right word anyway. Don't worry about being creative, you are. As long as you're willing to sit down and actually make these things, help them reach the light of day. Where was it? Where is that one profile? There it is. That's good. Okay. We're getting there. So yeah, I definitely played up the satyr look rather than anything demonic. Thug Quill, Mary B. Drake points out. Alrighty. No, I am most pleased with this. This is, I think this will be, even as it is, even unrefined. So let's actually, we got a few more minutes. Let's actually start with some refinement. Here we go, come on. I should say I should have, like, I don't know, I would love to have an anatomy scene right here so I can properly map these muscles. I'll hope to do that later. You know what? Let's do something wild. Let's just see. Vectors, chest hair. This is gonna, okay. That would be freaky to see on someone's chest. I'm not gonna lie. chest hair one word? It thought I said I typo, so checkers, now chess. Man. Well, slightly better. Gosh, vectors are more about, how do you say? Oh, an Amazon, that's nice. Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly. I'll see what I could do to render, just to give him a little bit of a more rugged look. Top of the hour. Well, 4 minutes. Celestia fan forever. It's kind of funny because this past week I've had this 4th chapter in this book I'm working on. Main character, she's a refugee with a lot of other people fleeing, well, I'll just say a bad situation. And the group noted that at the time she's with a crew on a ship. They are serving as the protectors, so to speak, although she has very high doubts about their competency. But the big thing is, the critique was she doesn't have autonomy. So I'm thinking, and this is like the 3rd version I've tried with this chapter. So now I'm thinking, well, why not flip it, that she's not with a group that's interested in her protection, but put her smack dab with, say, a pirate group, and she has to fulfill a purpose, contribute somehow, otherwise she's deemed as dead weight or worse. So yes, to follow what you're saying, I probably will go in, delete what I've already created and try again. But then I'm going to move on with the rest of the dang book because I don't want to get stuck on just one chapter. There we go. I wonder if there are any Illustrator chest hair brushes, but I am not doing a search for that while streaming. Good gravy. But all in all, I hope this will be a good introductory. Actually, you know what else? I wonder, maybe I'll shrink the hand just a little. Just a bit. No, it's based on that statue, but maybe a slightly smaller hand. We're not going with Trump hands. Not little baby hands. But still. Oh, that's funny. Just a little smaller. Wonder... Well, we'll figure that out. I only said, let's see here twice? Huh. I'll have to work on that, but I appreciate... Or, Enderpup, sorry. I'm saved. It is the top of the hour. Top of the hour to you. And now it is time for dinner and for resting. Because, well, I've had a very good week, like I said at the beginning, but even a good week can tucker you out. Plus, I've got to get ready for... I've got to get ready for race day. So everyone, thank you for hanging with me as I explored this very different take on what I usually do. And we'll see if the group likes this. I'll try for another... I'll probably design the sci-fi trash bin next. I think that'd be fun. So until then, everybody, I hope you have just the best Friday and weekend, that you're in the Christmas mood. But you know what? It's okay if you're not. this has been a tough year on a lot of people in a lot of ways. It's okay to not feel the Christmas spirit right now. And in fact, trying to force it, I find, is actually can be cruel. It's why I don't like all those Christmas songs in department stores and groceries. It's like, we do our best, and it's a reminder to be kind to one another and as generous as we can be. But don't worry, it's not requirement that you feel good and happy and force cheer. Be your genuine self, and the people who know and love you will do their best to support that wonderfully genuine you. So, until next time, everyone, be safe and be well.